with Coloring with Lorri. I'm a few minutes early, only 3, but gotta check that orientation. So, hi to anybody watching the playback. Don't see anybody here in the live. How is everybody this evening? Hope you're all doing well. Okay, just seen the live pop up, so hopefully I'll get some people in now. It's a little delayed to when we actually turn on the camera until it actually shows up for people to view. Hi, Amy. Yay! I was worried. I was gonna message you, but then my brother from Vegas called, which I didn't answer. I hope he's okay. I sent him a text and told him I'm live on YouTube, so if it's anything important, I'm sure he'll let us know. Hi, Jess. Good to see ya. Good to see both of you. And I did just hit the camera, so it's gonna rock a little bit. So, here we are, new time. I did take a little poll. Got a few responses, not too many, but enough to make a decision to change it to 11. So, yes, I'm glad you could. I did a poll last week because a lot of people were saying that they fall asleep like as it's starting or in the middle. So I took a poll to ask if people would prefer me to do it. I did 10, 11, or midnight. And anyone who answered said 11. So here we are at 11. And that way, too, we won't get cut off by mic. Well, we might. It depends on what I'm doing. I don't think my phone will last that long, though. Hi, Sarah. Good to see you. Hi to anyone watching. Thank you for the likes. If not, please hit the like button. Okay, so what are we doing today? We're going to continue working on Village Charm. I wanted to get my lights done up there, but I didn't. I didn't do any coloring today. I was going to work on my Rooms of Wonder. This buddy color that we're doing I decided I'm going in a row with my color cube cards. Anybody can join if they want. And the reason I did this is because I picked one and then I looked at the other and, like, to me, these 3 colors are the same. So it's actually 7 colors. So working on that with these 2 cards. If anyone else would like to join, you're definitely welcome. Hi, Taylor. I was just saying hi to everybody, showing my progress on this and the color cube cards and, catch up. So that's that. If you haven't heard, this is my new reading material for the week. I get my hip replaced, so yeah, big old file folder. Which that's one of the complications I have with MS is that I can't read. Like, in order, I start to, then I jump down here, and then I'm back up here, and I'm like, I think it's because of the vertigo. Like, I lose my place. My eyeballs jumping around. So, I don't know. Yeah, that's great. When you started that other page in the, Lorri, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I get some time. But, I'm pretty proud of myself, Taylor. I've gotten pretty far, And on top of that, I'm also doing a buddy color with Amy. Which, if anybody watched the video of me doing the Neo colors, I'm really sorry about the quality of that video. I almost deleted it, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I'm not a professional audio creator, digital creator. I'm just a coloring channel. So I'm doing this buddy color with Amy too, which I'm doing a marker base and little Rembrandts on top, and a little bit of Neo color for the background, because I'll probably do Neo color for the water too. So I gotta smooth that out a little bit. Got some bunchies because my paper underneath got wet. So yeah, and I do have markers that yellow, so I use this wax paper in between, nice little wax paper sheets. So yeah, I've been doing some coloring. Hi Annie, welcome. Thanks for joining tonight. Appreciate you. Thank you, Taylor. Amy keeps saying that too. I'm so proud of you. I don't want to ruin my reputation today. Let me pick some colors and get going here. Oh, what do we want to do? I think I'll start with leaves. Leaves are green, and then I can think about other colors while I'm working on leaves. How is everybody doing tonight? Any new news? Anything going on? Not usually a great. Well, the grass green's going to go into the tablecloths too, so I got to be careful with that color. I know I opted out of the Prussian green for the... Uh-oh. My in-frame police help isn't here today, so... Let me scoot over. Not here yet. Oh, did I say hi to anybody? Got Amy, Taylor, Jess, Sarah, Annie. Hi, hi, hi. Happy Friday. It is good to see everybody. I agree. Glad you're all here. Hopefully we'll get a few more in. I know some people just kind of watch and say goodnight at the end, which I love, because then I'm like, oh, you were here. So that's nice. I'm doing a light layer of Prussian green on these little leaves and any of this background area that I can't really tell what it is. And again, if you're coloring this picture, you will understand what I mean. Teresa Goodrich isn't always super clear on her drawings, but what she's doing lately, she boxes them in. She never used to do that, so I do like that dark line around things where it's just not all scattered. Like in here on this plant down here, I'm gonna have to fill in some space that I wasn't sure if it was leaves or tablecloths, so we shall see. So yeah, Chrissy's here. Hi Chrissy, welcome. Glad you were happy with the time change too. I saw that. Oh, repeat of which book? Her first one, The Secret Garden. Hi Peggy, welcome. Nice to see you. Nice to see everybody. See, that is good. Yeah, coming on a little bit earlier. Maybe dark green. I'll go on the inside of these leaves with that Prussian. So, yeah, been an interesting week in this house. Mom had one of her cataracts fixed. She's completely traumatized. Yeah, again, if you watch that video, let me go back to that first. I do apologize. Mike was watching Transformers in the background, so there's quite a bit of background noise. Looks like when I put my bangs up in a little clip, and I was standing up doing that, so it looked like the clip of my bangs was hanging over in the camera too, so get some weird looking hair. So I thought about deleting it, like I said, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm not a professional digital creator. I'm just a little coloring tube channel over here. So you could see me use the Neil colors and get the gist of what I was doing. Yeah, there was like nothing for that paper to soak up, so the color didn't move very well. But I mean, it gave me a base to where I don't have to go in and scrub. My fingers have been kind of sore this week, so work on that. Any hashtag colorings, anyone? That's okay, Jess. Thanks, though. It was still a good video? Okay, thank you. You were like, what you watching over there? And I'm like, when I listened to it back, I was like, oh my god, what was he watching? Yeah, I think it was Transformers. I'm not quite positive. It might have been a Star Trek movie. But it sounded like Transformers, though, because those are always so boom, boom, boom when they walk and stuff. Here's my side effects for transforming. Enchanted Forest. Oh, that was her first book, wasn't it? I didn't care for that book at all. That was like one of her only ones. That one, and uh, I bought one of the World's books, but the first World book that came out, was it Brute? Ugh. Magical, whatever the first one was. I didn't care for it because it reminded me of the Enchanted Forest. I don't like the animals with all that stuff on the inside. That was crimson red. I'm gonna grab something orangey. How about orange? We'll just do crimson red and orange on these little generic flowers. I'm not quite sure what these are. So yeah, if you watch that video, I do apologize for the noise and my crazy hair. Well, you need to set your notifications. Secret Garden was her first? Okay. I wasn't sure. But I do appreciate you check my page. That's nice. Yeah, my regulars that I watch too, that's what I do. I periodically check. I'm a little bit behind this week because it's been kind of a busy week over here. Like I said, my mom had one of her cataract eye surgeries, and she's a little traumatized because the anesthesia didn't work. She's got, I'm sure she has a pretty high tolerance to that kind of stuff. She's been on, painkillers. Speech is bad this week for being stressed out. So I mentioned that in my video there. Painkillers for her osteo and rheumatoid arthritis and stuff. And so she had her surgery, went for her checkup. She also had a doctor's appointment this week. So she had appointments Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Wednesday was my surgical consultation. So I had my blood work and another x-ray with the probe, as he does some kind of metallic ball x-ray so he can see exactly the other side. Yeah, and he said mine was one of the worst he's seen, that there's no therapy, pain medication, or anything that would help. I either live with the pain or get a replacement. That would be the only solution. And he said, in the meantime, ice packs, cold packs, which I have found that the cold is really the only thing that relieves the pain when it's really throbbing. Otherwise, just staying off it relieves the pain. Doesn't normally hurt when I'm sitting, but any bit of weight, it's excruciating. Okay, let's look back here. Coming Secret Garden. Okay. Yeah, I don't like when they do that. If they're out of print, that might be different. Hi, Kitty. Nice to see you tonight. Thank you, Annie. Yeah, I'm always praying for you, believe me. Yeah, my doctor, that was one thing I needed to go do, was go get my mammogram, but then I can't walk, I can't bend, I can't, I'm like, ugh. That's just going to have to wait, and hopefully that won't be an issue. I shall see. I've had so much blood work in the last 3 months. Because, before I even went to the hip doctor, I had to see my doctor. Have him send me to the hip doctor. Then I saw the hip doctor. Then the hip doctor sent me to the surgeon. E-I-E-I-O. And on this front, excuse me, I'm sorry. Carried away there. Let's throw some pink in here, brighten this up. I'm just gonna, is this neon? I don't know how these color. I'm using lemon yellow on in Rooms of Wonder, and you know how that paper is like super waxy, and yellows and the neons are kind of waxy too. when I put the lemon yellow down, like my color on top isn't blending. Which for a flower, it's okay because flowers, don't always have, um, solid coloring. So it's a little speckly in there. Oh, that's really weird. I don't understand that. I get notifications on my other, Okay, Kitty. Kitty's gonna make a hashtag, Annie. So keep an eye on that. She's got a channel. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Not Enchanted? Oh, you don't like Enchanted either. Yeah, I don't like Enchanted either. I don't know. So like I said, it's too busy. I don't like those animals with the stuff inside. I just don't care for that at all. Amy, you coloring with me tonight? Anyone else coloring with me tonight? I haven't talked to Amy much today. I had a rough day today. Like I said, it's been a busy week. And then I can't sleep. Hey, View! You're coloring, Taylor? Yay, well, what are you coloring in, Lorraine? World of Flowers. I want to get back to that book, Chrissy. I was just looking at it tonight. I was like, oh, I want to do one in there. When I first got it, this was hot pink. I'm going to put a little bit of the crimson red on the bottom. When I first got World of Flowers, I got that book for like $4. It's the only reason I bought it. That's how I met Amy. I bought it and said I just bought it, and I was working in it, and she's like, what page are you working on? You want to do a buddy color? And then we did another buddy color, and then we didn't. I don't, Amy, do you remember how many pages we did? We did a lot. I think we did about 5. So I was like, okay, that book's going on the shelf for a while. I'm going to use the Tuliart paint pens to add some color to these flowers, probably, like, especially these red ones, put in some yellow or something, to break it apart from this red. So don't be too concerned about that. Okay, should I do the inside of this building and outside and get that over with? Why not, huh? I think I'll just use Nectar right here. Am I in frame? Like I said, no Kim tonight, so no frame, please. Oh, you haven't for a while, Amy? She's trying to finish Enchanted Forest by the end of the year. Coloring a gnome. Yeah. You guys are doing a good job on those pages. And, Whatcha-jiggy. Lorraine. Been popping in and out a little bit, but I haven't been chatting because I'm in and out and walking around the house and this, that, or whatever. So I feel rude to pop in and say hi, and then if other people say hi back, I'm not there to say hi back, and sometimes feelings get, oh, why didn't they say hi? So I just kind of listen. Just doing a little shadows. I grab 50% warm gray. A little bit of shadow for the nectar here. Make it kind of look dirty, cementy. We're by the water, so I'm gonna get some ick. And just blend that back in there. Find something beigey for those pictures back there. We want to use seashell pink. That could work in here. Just a soft color inside the frames. I really don't know what I want to do with the wall. I'm also going to take this seashell pink and blend over this nectar and the gray. Give that a smoother look. Okay. No, I just did a like a 15-minute video, which is a horrible video. Mike was watching Transformers in the background and got a little bit of my crazy hair in the clip in the view. So yeah, just a real short video showing me using Neil colors and RJ and you know that book, the frog book. But yeah, and it soaked up water like you would not believe. I'm gonna use this pink down in these roses too, the hot pink. Oh, I gotta move up. Like I said, I don't have my in-frame policeman today. Policewoman, I should say. Light base. I'm gonna jump around a little bit while these colors are out, so I think I colored a little bit of this rose here as part of the tablecloth. That's okay. Spring green, I don't think I want to use that one for a base. I'll do the apple green down here. Yeah, that's kind of like me. What do I want to bring downstairs to work with? No, she must be sleeping tonight. Or maybe she didn't see that I changed the time to 11. I thought I told her, though. Oh, she was coloring today? Okay. I didn't see her on live today. Was she live today? I've got to catch up. I think I finished your flip, Taylor. I started Bubbles first. I was kind of waiting for the chats to pop up because there was a lot of conversation going on, and I'm like, what is happening? You guys do that? I don't know. My chats take forever to go up. Oh, I went down too low again. I don't know if it's because I'm new, but it seems like it takes a really long time. So I did the hot pink again and the Crimson Lake, and I think I'm actually going to throw a little bit of that orange in here too. See what kind of color combo we can get different from up there. Probably doing too much red. This probably should have been yellow, but try to orange it up a bit and then bring in that pink. Oh, it'll be different. Orange roses. Ozzy had purple roses for his funeral. Anybody see that? That was so nice. It might have been carnations on the side of the casket, but the big cross on the top of the coffin was roses. Very nice. Purple, purple. Yeah, that's a good idea. You know, I have a friend, Jess, that sold a ton of her used coloring books, and she's like, you wouldn't believe what people buy half colored, and she was very surprised. Yeah, people will buy them, even if there's colored pages on them. They are, like, they're flying by so fast, View. I can't believe that it is August 1st. Like, what? And in a way, I'm happy I was talking about this in a live yesterday. I'm really, was it yesterday? That might have been the day before. Really happy that, summer's coming to an end, but at the same time, I don't want to be recovering from, the hip replacement in the winter, because I want to be able to get outside and walk, and so I don't have to do a whole bunch of physical therapy inside. I know they said nurses will be coming, I think, for 2 days after the surgery and start your PT, but I think, 2 days of PT, I don't think that's going to be enough. And, yeah, I was hoping Kim would come because they did address the MS where she was concerned about me having a surgery with the MS. I guess what they do, steroids, if you're having a flare with MS, IV steroids can stop or decrease the effects of the flare. Like one time I went and got my MRI and I had a active lesion, so I did steroid infusions for 3 days and I had to go sit there, for the 2 hours to get the lesion to stop. And hopefully sometimes it can decrease the size or even make it go away. So they will give me the IV that was dark green on the leaves. They will give me the IV steroids before the surgery to kind of counter the chance of having a flare. Have my neurologist on call if they have any other complications to ask questions, to deal with things as they happen. So if you watch the playback, Kim, there you go. The doctor did address the MS, and I really appreciate you being concerned about that. Oh, that's kind of true, Chrissy. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I don't know how you could do that without a storage. Yeah, watching your videos there, the thing is looking really nice and it seems, but yeah, as much as I lived in a mobile home for a while, but it was like an extra wide. It was big. Actually, I have this basement here set up exactly like my trailer because it's like in a line, just like that. Excuse me. But I would be really claustrophobic, I think, in the bus. And mainly because of such a low ceiling. So. So yeah, summer's pretty much gone. Just do nothing this summer. Couldn't even go for a walk. Mike tried taking me to the mailbox twice, and I think he got annoyed with how slow I had to walk. And I'm like, oh, it felt so good to get out. Bring in some more orange in here, try to lighten these up a bit. See, this is the thing about coloring on camera. Like, you don't think this through. Like, why did I put orange roses in front of the red tablecloth? Now, how dumb was that? See if I can brighten them up a bit, though. What do we got here? Lemon yellow. Oh, that weird yellow I was just talking about. See, it doesn't feel like that on this paper. But it was just like skating across the rooms of Wonder Paper. I don't know if you guys... That paper is slick. But I do enjoy the prismas on it because they feel so... It's like you're coloring on butter. Where'd my dark green go? I did color part of this stem as the tablecloth. Oopsie. Oopsie, oopsie. I know, it is looking really cute. The little kitchen's cute. Hi, Kelly. Welcome. Yeah, it's like you just grab pencils and color, right, Taylor? Like you're not paying attention. Like, why did I do that? Why did I put orange flippin' roses in front of a red tablecloth? Hello? And who ever heard of an orange rose? What the heck am I thinking over here? That helped a lot, though. Like, I hate that you really cannot see the true colors on the camera. I hate that. Like, and I have two devices, and neither one of them look like it really looks like. One's really bright and one's kind of dark, and the darker one definitely looks more closer to how I see it. Kelly's in the house. Yeah, that's true. Somebody else was too. Oh, View. I was watching Coloring View the other day, and she's like, I'm gonna do these leaves green, blue, and I was like, oh, no. I didn't say anything though. I just can't do it. I wish I could. I've tried, and I'm like, this is the grass green, which I'm gonna use on all the little chairs. So I'm just gonna put this. You know, I was gonna checker these tablecloths. I don't think I can checker this one inside here. I'm not quite so sure about that. I might have to forego that idea and just do solid. We'll see when I get there. All right. So I did the nectar on the outside of the wall. Kind of maybe the seashell pink for the back wall. We'll start with it for a base. Iron frame. Yep. Okay. But yeah, so definitely was a busy week. We're not used to going out 3 days in a row. I smeared my green. Well, I hope everybody else had a good week. You did tell me you completed this page. I was asking you, do you have like Messenger where you could send me a picture? I'd love to see it. I don't know how to like do that with people because I don't have Instagram. I'm not getting Instagram. Like if you don't have a channel, you can't post a picture. I was like, how can we see your pictures? How do we do that, guys? Can we do that on YouTube somehow? Where other people can post? Any clue out there? I know sometimes people don't like to show their pictures, which is fine too. I kind of, you know, sometimes in the back of my head, I wish I wouldn't have started showing pictures. It makes you so critical of your work. Okay, that's okay. I mean, if you want to show it to me, you could send it to Amy, and Amy could send it to me. You know, that's just a thought. I don't know if you guys are friends either. Everyone has a channel on YouTube? Everyone here? Kelly, you have a channel? Well, please subscribe to each other if you're not subscribed. You know, we have Fun Hobbies with Kitty. Amy Travels, Colors, and Crafts. Kim is not here, but we have Kim's Creative Coloring. Coloring View. Switch out. Wilcox Mama 1103, you have a channel? Amy is on Instagram, yep. Yeah, I didn't think Kelly had a channel. Chrissy, do you have a channel? Is it the Wilcox Mama 1103? I will feel awful if you have a channel and I'm not subscribed. This is the, oh my gosh, there's a tiny little vase on this table. Holy schmokas. Let me get my bifocals. Oh, for real. I'm just going to take the blue slate and do the illusion of water in the vase. Wow, so those are supposed to be flowers sitting on top of there? I thought that was the back of the chair. I'll just throw a little pop of pink in there then. Oh, wow. That's crazy. That's so teeny tiny. Grass green. Yeah, like I said, I am not going to try to checker out this thing back here. So, just going to go in with the grass green. A little bit of the dark green. Can't really see too much back here. Very tiny. You can see it's like the size of the tip of the pencil. A little bit more grass green. I'm probably going to bring some white in here to blend that down because I don't want that super dark. Oh, you know what? I'll use this pale sage right here. Okay, where are we at? No, I don't. Okay, I did not think so. Thank you, Amy. I didn't want to say anything. That's when I did announce your channel. I said coloring views, so yeah, I didn't say the other one. I noticed you came in on that one, but no. Um, yeah, they could have a channel, but there's nothing loaded on them. Yeah, that is true, I guess, Taylor, that you do have to have a channel to talk and chat. Now that I think about it, that's why I can't chat on my tablet. Right, right. Yeah, they don't load. It's inactive channel. So, what did I say? Pale sage. Okay. So yeah, Amy, if Kaylee sends you her picture, send it to me, please. And thank you for joining us. Thank you to anyone who's joining us in the color along. Yeah, this is kind of just a sloppy mess back here. Like I said, I can't even see. I don't know if that's just me or I can't see what's going on. It is too tiny. And the floor, I think I'm just going to do a soft gray. Probably in the French range. We'll start with the 30% French. I don't know if it's supposed to be cement or wood. I guess whatever I want it to be. Just get this corner out of the way. That's not a Frenchie. 70% French gray. Thanks. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Jess. Yep. It always has, hasn't it? You enjoy that. That's what I said. You kind of connected a lot of the community. It seems everybody's doing okay now. Channels are growing. And I thank everyone for the continued support on mine. Always nice in my lonely, boring world. Yeah, I don't know if I'll have to put it on hold for a while after I have the surgery. I'm not quite sure what my mobility will be, if I'll be stuck upstairs, if I'll be able to sit at the desk. I'm not really sure. I haven't read my pamphlet yet, and honestly, it looks kind of, in general, for joint replacements, like it's not specific to the hip, so it's gonna be a lot of guessing anyway. Oh, that was the other thing he said, that my recovery would probably double time of the MS because we don't heal fast, so, you know, no immune system, so everything's slow mode. So, that's that. I've got this, like, empty spot of no color here under this door. I'm just gonna put some dark umber in there. I don't know if it's a kick post or part of the door. Thank you, Kelly. Oh, Chrissy, why the teardrop? What did I miss? I hope that's a happy teardrop. Ow. Oh, if I have to stop coloring, maybe. Yeah, I hope not. I'm gonna do these leaves dark green. So yeah, if anybody wants to join in the Rooms of Wonder color along too, that's also posted on my channel. I know again, Amy Travels and Colors and Crafts, Coloring View, Coloring with Tailor Made. I know she's joining too. Miss anyone else that's joining in that one? It's hard to remember everybody. If there's anyone else here that's joining that color along, you can mention or take a peek and see if you'd like to. Okay, let's do some blue flowers here. Oh, not blue slate, I don't think. Let's just grab a blue, cobalt blue hue. Just to get a little pop of some other kind of color over here. Yes, I'm gonna do yellow roses on this table. Lesson learned. I should have done the red there and the yellow here. But see, didn't think that through. So hey, anybody watching who wants to make an improvement on the picture, do your red roses here, yellow roses here. How do these two yellow? Just kind of look like, I don't know. Oops. That table had some weird roses. Oh yeah, of course. Anytime we're coloring a page, anybody can color it. Use the color cues chart cards that are picked, or color it however you want it. That's right, Jess. Yes, if it's posted, absolutely anybody can join. Oh. Oh. I'm okay, Chrissy. Yeah, I mean, I do have MS and I've had it forever, and I've been having problems walking, and then I had a trip, and apparently I broke my hip and had severe arthritis as it was, so yeah. Hip replacement on the way. I'll be okay though. But if you're a praying kind, I wouldn't mind prayer. But I'm kind of I was worried it was MS and I was just going to be like this forever. So, on a good note, if I can get my hip replaced and walk better again, it's a good thing. So think of it that way, okay? Because if it was the MS, it would be permanent. And I'm sure some of it's the MS, and I also got some stuff going on in my back, but I won't even get into that. That's next up. According to them, after the hip surgery, I need 2 more surgeries, but we'll see. I'm hoping that I can walk better after the hip surgery and manage the pain better, because I really don't want neck surgery or back surgery. So I'm going to add a little white in here. Brighten up that blue. And like again, I'm going to go in here with the 2-yard paint pens and get some just in the centers, because she's just got them blacked out. Teresa Goodrich, the artist, just has them blacked out, so I will do that. Let's get these yellow roses done before I forget I want to make them yellow. I think I just grabbed the lemon yellow. Yep. Lemon yellow. Some dark green leaves. Yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to keep the channel rolling. If not, put it on pause and get back to it when I can. Because I know the cervical laminectomy, which would probably be the next surgery that I would get, like not even allowed to look at a tablet or a phone. It says it right on there during your recovery. There's, I guess, that little kink of looking down or the chance that you might is not good. So I'm babbling, babbling, babbling. Anyway. Alright. I just put a little bit of the cloud blue in here. You know, illusion of water. Do the same over here. Which I'm sure this probably does not even... Actually, I don't even think this is coloring. That's weird. Probably not showing up on camera at all. But it's supposed to look like glass and water, so that would be kind of hard to see on camera. Yeah, I like yellow roses too. Thank you for the prayers, guys. Blue roses. I didn't even think about that. Hi to anyone watching, not chatting. Appreciate you being here. Okay, so I am going to do the chalkboards on here, which I used black and kind of smeared out with white. You know, it looks like a dirty chalkboard that's been erased. And then what I do is I come back in, which I probably won't do on camera because I will need to get up close because these chalkboards are very small. Come back in with a Posca or, you know, any paint pen, fine point, and, you know, write some stuff back in. So it looks like an erased chalkboard with writing on it, which if you've been to many restaurants, if they have a chalkboard, it usually does look smeared and dirty. So this is such a small space, hard to do over here. But we got it. Okay. Do the same thing over here. Just blending the black and the white. And like I said, I'll bring that writing back in with some kind of white paint pen. Most likely the Thule Arts, because I have the really fine point on there. It's pretty pointy, so it should be able to get me some good writing. So weird. Which way do you go? Right, left, in, out. I need to stand that up. It's leaking. Leaking. Oh, yeah, I'm anxious to see Kelly's picture. I missed something in here. I'm going back in the chat, so excuse me for a minute here. Okay. Anyway. Anybody get any new supplies this week? I know a lot of people got the Lorraine. Anybody else waiting for the Lorraine book besides View? I hope you get your book. That's funny you had a bad feeling about it. I was listening to that. It's kind of crazy. But I know that, like, Mike used to ride a motorcycle. Well, he still would if it was running. But there, like, one day I was just like, Mike, don't ride it. Please don't ride it. I just, like, had a really bad feeling. And he's like, you know what? You've never said that to me before, ever. He's like, okay, nope. So I was glad he listened. You just never know. And then you regret if you don't say anything. So See there, you can see the good chalkboard effect there that gives. And then, like I said, I'll come back in with the Posca, and I might look up some French word for soup or something, or special, or try to get an actual word in there, but it is pretty small, so I just might do the wiggly wigglies. The wiggly wigglies. I'm not getting the rain. Nothing. I know, I hope she gets her book soon too. Yeah, I don't like the guessing, and I really don't like the super dark print like that, but it looks beautiful colored. This is that cadmium orange hue. I'm going to use this as a little low light. For these yellow. To give it a little interest there. Yeah. Okay. Might as well do these over here. We'll put the dark green on the leaves. See, the leaves aren't even the same on both both vases, roses. That's pretty funny. Didn't notice that before. This stuff is really tiny. So for the people who've been coloring this page, what kind of pencils have you been using? Because I kind of struggled with the Prismas on this paper a little bit. So for next page that I do in this book, do you have a recommendation of a different pencil? The cloud blue for the vase. Illusion of the glass and the water. Oh yeah, they're both looking beautiful. That's what I say. I like dark lines in my coloring books, but not that dark. You used ChromaFlow. I remember you telling me that. And I did use ChromaFlows in Wish You Were Here. Which, yeah, I thought they worked good. I forgot to bring that down. But I do have the finished picture of that posted also. I did some markers on there too. There's some marker base. Actually, I used a lot on that. There's marker base, there's Prismacolors, there's ChromaFlows, and I think I used one other pencil on there. Really remember for sure though. Okay. All right, we got flowers done. I'm still really intimidated. I'm just so undecided about those tablecloths right now. But let's do the, you know what? Let me do that flower pot over here. I'm just gonna keep it simple too. Chestnut. And base it all with chestnut. I'm avoiding my water, can you tell? I don't know if you remember me mentioning, water intimidates me. I'm still learning water. Sienna brown, a bit of a low light. Get in the depths here. Ooh, for some reason I'm hungry today. And yellow ochre. They are different, Kelly. I think they take some work to certain paper, and I kind of feel like they may be a layering pencil too, where I might, because they, like the pigment really lays down when you use them. You know, you put some pressure, you get some strong pigment, so I'm thinking that might be why I'm not getting a good blend with them. That, you know, I might need to use them more like a polychromo. I'm gonna go a little darker on that inside, dark umber over here. 'Cause, yeah, I felt like I couldn't get a really good blend, but I might have been using them more like a Prismacolor. I don't know. Yes, they burnish fast. So I think that's, and see, Jess, so you're having the same problem I am, where you're trying to layer light, but you're getting like a lot of pigment, so then it's just like laying down. So that's, I bet you that's what's happening with you too. Is this part of the vase down here? There's something else down here. Let's just put some burnt ochre down here. I don't really know what's going on. A tiny little space back here. Let's do it as a part of that pot. Use those same colors. Again with that dark umber again. So yeah. So this should be a interesting rest of the summer. Busy, busy, busy. The summer actually lasts through what? All the way through September. I don't know how you color while you're moving, Amy. That's like a talent in itself. That is pretty amazing to me. Okay, another set of flowers over here. I think I'm actually going to do those yellow too. Not too much yellow over here in this area. And we're going to have blue and brown. So yellow goes pretty, brown for the fence, blue for the water, of course. I don't know what this is. I guess this is just a bunch of flowers. She loves to draw these little weird flowers everywhere, doesn't she? For as much as I like her and you're talking bad about her, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Teresa. I love you. You know I do. My channel is dedicated to you. Well, my live part of my channel. I try to do other videos with other things, so it's just not totally Johanna. I think I have, let's say I want to make that rod gold. Do I have a gold pencil down here? I think I did bring my metallics down here. But yeah, we got the Prismacolor Gold. The best one. Do this rod gold. You might hear some clunking. I think my mom is doing something up there. When she moves stuff, she kind of just throws it out, throws it on the floor. So, for the big thump. Castle arts I like on top of markers. But, I'm actually going to try my liras on top of the markers to replace that because I feel like, I have these expensive pencils. Why am I forcing myself to use budget pencils? I guess, yes, it's good to use your tools and your supplies, but as we say, and I've heard a lot of buzz about this on other channels that we're saving our good stuff and we use our budget stuff. Well, how silly is that? We want to use our good stuff, right? And like several are complaining about hand cramps and arthritis. How long are we going to be able to do this and keep using our things? So use your good supplies. Yep, she's definitely moving around up there. So if you hear some thumping, that's what it is. So yeah, and my mom's the one really who bought all the budget pencils. So I mean, I bought a couple. I bought the Blix, which I will use once in a great while. I like some of their colors, but they're a pretty hard pencil. We still have the Artezas, which I never cared for. But well, I have this seashell pink out. I'm gonna do this sail real quick. Just real light. Ooh, use for a shadow. This should work. 70% French gray. I do not have the brutes. Help you understand what, Amy? What did I miss? What did I miss? Let me back up. How do you like them, Kelly? I did not care for them. The harmonious. Good for you, Kelly. Use those good pencils. Yeah, I don't care for Artezas. The colors, I know the harmonious colors are beautiful. They're very light pigmented, though. I'm gonna have to pull them out and try them because I don't think I've actually colored a page with them. I don't know if I could. You'd probably have to supplement other colors, huh? Amy, I kind of missed what you didn't understand. Did you, the what using of our good supplies? Oh, why we have exactly because we want to save them. We don't want to use our expensive supplies. We want to save them. But just remember, tomorrow is not always promised. So I hate to say that, but that's a fact of life. So use your things and enjoy them while you can. Like I said to you, a lot of people are getting arthritis in their hands, and the pencils are starting to hurt and going to markers, and which was why I started getting the watercolors. And I will supplement, when my hands are bugging me. That's why I'm doing my Froggerty page. And so with this sale, I did 70% French gray, seashell pink, and I'm gonna use some white. The watercolors and needle colors and ink tints. The Albert Durer. The Albert Durer, though, still, because of the shape, still give me a little bit of problem. And I think you do have to put some pressure down to use those. But I seem to have a different opinion of those than other people, so. But honestly, I haven't used them a whole lot, so it might just be that I need to use them a little bit more. I don't really want all these windows on. Just touching up the blank spots back here, and it's really tiny, so Not really doing much detailing, just kind of solid color. Little cream in these windows. Did these kind of with the balconies, like it's a door wall. So just did like blue for glass, which you probably can't tell because it's so teeny. Not even as big as my little pinky fingernail. Okay, I had missed some area, some white area under this tree I noticed when I posted my picture, so I did get that filled in. This is like a C-bar back there. I'm gonna use a actual silver Prismacolor pencil. Again, this is so tiny. Would probably actually be like a bronze color. I think that's a little boat sitting there too. Geez, do I need glasses or are these things actually this small? Because I just really, this looks like a boat and that looks like a boat. So 1, 2, 3, 4 little boats back here, I think. Okay. Backing up on chat. Yeah, I think I would just forget the budgets unless you have a site you really like. I'll have to look for that. She colors really light though, so yeah, I could see that. You know, the luminance is one pencil I don't understand. And why use them up? Like, why force yourself to use them up, Amy? Color soft, yuck. I think color softs are very soft, but I think they're very waxy. Never did care for those. I do have some browns and stuff to fill in. Okay, did I finish what I wanted to do back there? Let's see. Ooh, the air came on. It's cold. Forgot my sweater. I put some salmon pink on this boat. Gonna do some crazy colors back here just so you can actually see these boats. Yellow top. Little blue, and it's, I think this is like a window. The top out. Okay. Let's see. We'll do this one, Imperial Violet. That's probably gonna blend with the water a little bit. Not even sure that's a boat. That might have been water. I think this is a boat over here. If not, oh well. I really don't know what. This here might be a dock up. Because this kind of looks like stairs. I'm going to enhance it and make it look like stairs. And a little dock. That's what I'm doing. Okay. I think I'm just gonna kind of leave that like that. I'm not quite sure what it looks like. They're parking, you know, to get in there. So okay. What do we got going on? Chrissy likes the color soft. Some people really like those twistables, Kitty. Pablo's. Those seem nice. I don't like the shape. Like I've said before, that shape hurts my hand. Chrissy, I would definitely recommend just getting a handful. I have the 12 set, and I have no desire to buy any more Pablos. Yep, the Holbeins are nice. I just have my little 12 set. Won't be buying any more of those. Soft and squishy Holbeins. I don't know, Amy. I still got a lot of work to do. You figure the water and, you know, the tablecloths and all the ground. Of course, the ground should go fast. You know, it's not a solid coloring. I don't want it like a solid background. And I might carry this French gray down, but do it a little bit lighter. Have to see what color I end up with my fence, because I don't want my fence and the ground the same color. I'm going to try to do a little bit lighter brown. I was thinking orange for my bike. So, we'll see. It's something. I really want to make this boat blue, but the water's blue. So I don't want a blue boat. And I feel like there's already too much red on the page. People have purple boats. Let's have a purple boat. Said I wanted to do those flowers purple. That was my thought before, because I was thinking here for purple, but didn't want to do it next to the wine. See? Taylor, we're going to have to start writing colors down before we color online. What do you think about that? You still here? You still here, Taylor? And I don't know what that is either. That's a weird space. Doesn't look like it's part of the boat. The boat, maybe. No, it's not part of the water. Kind of a square boat. Yeah, we're also different in what we like. That's why I say you can't really go by, you know, when you ask, how do you like them? What do you think? The only thing you can really say is, how do they feel? Are they waxy? Are they hard? Are they smushy? Do they blend? You know, other than that, it is really preference to what kind of pencils people like and use. Ugh. I'm gonna lighten this up. I'm gonna erase some of that dark purple. I actually am gonna bring some kind of blue in here. We're gonna blend the purple and blue. Let's see what we get. Hi there, Jessica. Well, I'm glad you were coloring. You coloring in the Small Victories? Nope, you didn't miss it. I'll still be here for a little bit. Probably, well, kind of depends on the chat, how long you guys can stay. Right, right. Feel is a good question. Not should I get them? Yes. The oh, I don't know. I haven't heard about those. I know. Aren't they? Her big fluffy cats. Like, holy cow, how do you tell those things apart? Alright. I'm gonna try the cloud blue and see what it does in here. They really don't like that dark color in there, so I'm gonna lighten that up a bit. And this Imperial, give it more of a blue tone than that purple. I didn't really care for that, so try to blue it out a little bit. Okay. And then we'll do silver so I can sort of see it. And I am going to do this little flag on top in red. Just because that does need to be seen, so. Okay. Let's do these bike tires. I know those are going to be black. So, normally, for the tires, I probably would have grabbed the 70% gray and a powder blue. Which I think I will grab the powder blue. I do like that. It gives it a little bit more of a highlight. Yeah, I asked her how the heck she could tell them all apart. I saw like 3 of them and they all looked exactly the same to me. Oh, I was going to say, did I miss somebody coming? Hi, Sharita. I hope Sharita is pronounced correctly. I'm not good with pronouncing names. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, let me know. We are coloring in Creative Haven, Village Charm by Teresa Goodrich. Definitely welcome to color along with us. Do you color? Colorist? Yeah. Thank you, Kelly. That's funny, the kids can tell. Welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here, appreciate you stopping in and saying hello. Is this a fender over here or the tire? It looks like a 10 speed, so we're just going to do this all tire. Boy, this is complicating to see too through the the spokes and the wood back there. Which part is bike? Yeah, I'm just going to make that tire too. Amy, did you fall asleep again? Okay. Thank you, Kelly. Thanks so much for coming. You have a great weekend too. Enjoy your night. Sleep well. Appreciate you always. Okay, did she answer if she colors? Thank you, Amy. No, no answer. Okay. So yeah, just using the black and the powder blue on the tires here. Probably do the same for the seats. Those bike seats are black. And the little handlebars. Well, not the handlebars, but the little hand grippies. The handlebars would be silver, correct? Boy, I haven't really seen a bike in a long time. I live in a cave. We'll do to there with the silver. And these little things down here. Get these pedals with the black. Ooh, like my sister says she doesn't know how I tell her twins apart. I'm like, one has a freckle. She was like, one has a freckle. Like, you look at your kids every day. You don't notice they have a freckle. They were 12 years old. She didn't know the one had a freckle on his cheek. I'm like, wow, okay. I'm glad they're letting you color. As of the couple videos I watched, it didn't look like they were letting you color very much. Yeah, you'll have to tell me a page you want me to do. I don't know if you saw my response to your question about a color along or buddy color. What color did I say I wanted to do the bike? I was thinking orange, right? But yeah, I think we got too much red orange. What am I gonna do? Is there turquoise in this set? Do we have a turquoise? Yeah, let me use that. I'm actually going to use aquamarine because I don't think water is really aquamarine color. Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm glad she stopped by. Thanks, Kitty, for the update. Of course they disagree. What do you mean I've had enough petting? No, 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 no. Pebbles was like that today. I think she knew it was live night because she sat next to me the whole time I was up with her face smashed against my face. Like, we're just gonna cuddle, Mom. And then when I came down here to go live, she ran and went in the bed. So, I'm like, oh, good. She's gonna calm down. Okay, so this fence has these little lines in the back. Now, this would be attached to the bike. And this would be attached to the bike, correct? If not, oh well. I think this is part of the bike. Alright. I think that's it for the bike. Oh no, this front tire thingy. Okay. Right. I think that's, I'm gonna go over this tire with the black again. I got a little bit too much blue in there. So we're starting at 11 now. That is a question, like, how long would you guys like me to stay on? Do you want me to still stay on till like 1:15, or could always play it by ear every week? Doesn't really matter. You're all starting to fall asleep, let me know. Oh, Jess and Sarah are leaving. Okay. Thanks for coming, Jess. Thanks for coming, Sarah. You guys have a great night. Oh, I did respond. I said, I just asked what page you would like to do that. I have only colored a couple pages in it, so. Can kind of describe to me the page or whatever. Okay, am I all caught up? Okay. Thank you for all the likes, everyone. Appreciate everybody watching. Thanks for being here. Had to go over some of my black, these little itty bitty lines. Okay. Let's see, for this fence, I want to try a different color because I don't want it to be the same, you know, as my woods. So I want to try to go a little bit lighter brown. Beigey ranges, I think. Oh, it's ginger root. That might work. I was looking for rosy beige. Maybe the sienna beige, I can use this. Okay. Thanks, Amy. Are you getting tired, Amy? Ooh, beige sienna. Do a base coat with that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get too many colors in here. This is pretty small. So I might just do this and then some kind of brown. Page by page. So next one. I don't think I did the trucks. So you want to do trucks? I don't have that book down here. We could do trucks. Okay, Amy, thank you. That works for me. I actually like the pages better with the little things too. So a lot of times I use my Lyras in there because they're small, like the Chromo Flows, so they have the smaller point. Which, hey, that might be a good book to try the Chromo Flows in. That's I usually use my Lyra Rembrandts for little details because they have the smaller point on them. I think they're actually a little bit smaller than the Chromo Flows. So, oops, I missed the other pedal on the bike. How come nobody told me? I thought this was the pedal. What was that? Uh-oh. You will. This is really confusing down here. Looks like she doubled up the wood too. Is this part of the flock? I don't know. This is definitely wood. Too many lines over here. I think we got one too many lines. Yep. Amy, in Small Victories, she said she just got the book and she said she's going page to page. So she said her next page is the, because I asked her she wanted to do a color along and she said, yeah, it will help her keep coloring. So you wanted to, have you done the truck page in Small Victories yet? Kind of feel like you did. Anyone else want to do a buddy color with me and Jessica, who is my kitty haven with 21 cats? She bought her first adult coloring book. She's bought like dollar store books and stuff like that, but it's her first Johanna Basford book. I don't know, does this bike have a bell or something on it right here? There's something right here. I'm just gonna color it black. I don't know what the heck it is, but there's definitely a line there. That's something on there. Okay, I'm gonna use the dark umber. There's a little bit of a low light everywhere. Yeah, I wish they gave that option. That would be nice. The truck page, like I think it's got 6 trucks on it towards the beginning of the book. But so yes, like I said, we also have that one in Rooms of Wonder too, which there's quite a few channels doing that one. You'll see. Like I said, because somebody else mentioned that, you know, whenever there's a buddy color along or whatever on channels, it's always open, especially if they're posting it on their channel. And the only reason they're tagging the person is so that it's, you know, goes to their channel too. So it's not like they're just tagging because, yeah, it's just us two doing it. No, you're always welcome. How would we even know, really? Just color with us. And like I said, Coloring with TaylorMade and I are using the number 1 and 2 color cube numbers too. So if anybody wants to add that additional challenge, I posted the cards there too. So yeah, what did I do? Beige sienna base, dark umber, and then I'm gonna blend with seashell pink. And hopefully that'll give it a little lighter color. Blend with seashell pink. I'm sorry. I think I said base. No, I'm not basing, I'm blending. Nope, and it still pretty much looks just like the chairs, but oh well. I struggle with that a lot. My browns always seem to end up looking the same, even though I use completely different colors. And these pencils, to me, I call these frosty because they're super opaque. So they kind of look frosty on the coloring book page. I'm sure they don't look like that used for their proper application. You know, on art paper. All these fancy dancy pencils were definitely not made for what we're doing with them, but hey, we're making these companies money. If they were smart, they would start advertising towards the adult coloring community rather than just their artists. I forgot to put the dark umber on that line, so I was just adding the umber in. Well, you are still a colorist. Learning what you're doing is the funnest part. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna finish up. You're working on a different page right now, you said, right? The next one's the truck page. I'll finish up my bumblebee page, and then I'll work on that. Which it shouldn't take me too many more days. Maybe 3 more days, and then I'll get to it. Yeah, I kind of wanted to get back into Johanna. Been missing her, so that's good. Ooh. Had a little spasm there. God, I was using a light pencil. Yep, we do love our fancy pencils. It makes it so much easier. Like, I colored with Crayola pencils probably the first year I colored, and I thought I was doing such a good job, and I don't think I kept any of those pages either. It would be interesting to look back, because I was just pulling a page here and there out of my mom's books. And for some reason, when I first started coloring, probably because I didn't know what I was doing and I was just practicing, I liked those pages, like wallpaper filler pages, you know, that would have like, 50 different kinds of mushrooms on a page. Or I did enjoy doing those for some weird reason. And I would just pull a page out of one of her books every once in a while and color it. When I first started coloring was when I first started getting sick, so I'd be home from work for a day or whatever and be like, oh yeah, let me color a page. What else am I gonna do? So. Okay, I guess that does look a little bit lighter. Get that. Okay. I do too. For some reason, I love coloring mushrooms. It's so weird. Yeah, I'm curious now to pull out my harmonious pencils they got me. Okay, is this the grass green? Yeah. Light coat of grass green on the chair. I'm kind of going to do my shading a little bit backwards on this because from people sitting, usually you get a dark spot in the center of the chair. So I'm going to do a little dark spot there. And then at the bottom of the cushion and then around in here. Back in with a little, sorry about the sniffles, back in with the grass green. Darken up this again, the dark green. And then I'll blend that with the pale sage. I'm going to say I didn't do a second darkening on that middle spot, so I wasn't sure how dark that was going to sit. Darken that up a little bit more. Back with the 3. I don't think all this detail shows on the camera. It's such a shame. We lose so much of our detailing in the camera. I have not, Amy, no. Nope, nope. I thought maybe tonight because it was a little bit earlier. Hi to anybody watching. If you haven't commented, I do appreciate you being here. I said hello in a while. Thank you for all the likes. Yeah, no. I don't think he's up late anymore. I'm sure he'll pop in one of these days. Kitty's still here, right? Isn't she? Kitty, kitty, not Jessica. Yeah, that's right. Kitty, have you seen Thomas anywhere? Same 3 colors, of course. I'll just go back and forth until I get the right blend. Yeah, I don't know about the checkering on the tablecloth. The closer I look, boy, that's going to take me a super long time. I definitely, if I do it, I don't think I should do it in pencil because that will take me way too long. So, I'm still contemplating that choice. I don't really care for what I did back here, so I will be critiquing that somehow. Like adding some dark green. Oh, that's a little better. Okay. But, yeah, like I said, I'll probably go in. I don't know if I'll wait till the very end to go in, with the paint pens, but I do want to get the lights finished. And then, like, if I go over there with the paint pens, my hand won't be back over there at all, so I don't have to worry about smearing them, because I'm pretty bad with that. It's one of the reasons I don't use gel pens and stuff, because I do smear them all the time. Okay. Nope, she hasn't. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, Kitty. Yeah, I think he was kind of getting out of the coloring community and going back to his gaming, so. I haven't heard from Tasia either, which... We'll see. I'll send her a text over the next couple of days. Like I said, this week was one of the busiest, well, the months that my mom was sick and stuff, of course, those were busy getting her back and forth from the hospital and stuff, but having the 2 of us with stuff going on. Of course, the last time she went in the hospital was the day I fell, but always happens all at the same time, doesn't it? And you never ask what next. Don't ever do that. Because you're asking for what's next. Okay, I like those chairs. Alrighty. Menus are another thing I'm not sure. I kind of feel in green for that too, but if I do the tablecloth, that's just going to be way too much. Um, maybe just one of these odd, like a goldenrod or something. Right? Right. I have a very small set of Poscas, 5, which so far are my favorite, but these Tuliarts I ordered by accident. Um, and I really like these too so far, the ones that I've used. So that will probably be the ones that I use, because I might do some like yellow and these reds to brighten them up, and probably, white on the blue. Be yellow up in there, because she drew her dots in the middle just black, so I couldn't get any color in there. So just to get a little color in the middle. No, some flowers have black in them. Some flowers, not some flowers. Some have black like that, but since they're different kinds of flowers, I don't want them all to have black centers. Just gonna use the dark umber a little bit for a little light on the menus. I'm pretty sure this is goldenrod. I see. I'll look up the 1034. Yes, it is goldenrod. Okay. And blend that in with the... Which one did I use? Dark umber. Yeah, it's a good menu color. Okay, be able to see it better. Oh, probably can't see what I'm doing. No Kim tonight. I'm really upset with myself about those roses. I might have to use a yellow paint pen and kind of brighten them up to see what I can do. I'm not super proficient with those either, because I really don't use them. I might put a, white dot here and there or whatever, but they're not something I gravitate to, and I kind of have to remind myself to use them. That's why I keep saying, I'm going to use a paint, kind of reminding myself, because I forget. I'll be like, oh, well, I'm all done. And then, I don't know, week later or whatever, look at the picture and be like, oh, I never did that, or, So, kind of reminding myself as I'm repeating it over and over. Really, really light on the dark umber on the side here. But pretty much full strength on this edge. Looks like a book menu. Italian restaurants do have pretty big menus. I never understand half the stuff, but... Yeah, Pascas are the, they're kind of like the, the Copic of markers Pasca, but the Tuliarts people are really loving too. And some of the other budget brands, I was trying to think of one specifically. Is it the Artex that everybody's liking? I think. Nope. You're right. And like I said, I forget most of the time, so I try to always enjoy my coloring. Like I said, sometimes, I feel like I put myself out here to be critiqued too much, and sometimes that's making me a little... I'm going to use this cream here to try to blend this a little better. Put myself out here for... And then I feel like I need to do better. But, I mean, I'm just doing me. And I am still learning, definitely. Even because didn't progress with my coloring for years. I just left it the same, and then for some reason this year I was like, I want to start doing backgrounds. You know, just watching people who I've been watching, they're starting to do backgrounds too. And I have the supplies, so it's like, I need to put these things to use. But we shall see. Yes, absolutely, Chrissy. Yep. And every Friday night I think, do I want to keep doing this? You know, but I love the talk and the conversation. You know, I don't go out. I haven't done anything in years, to be honest. And it's just because of taking care of my mom and my conditions. And, you know, I'm just too tired most of the time. I do what I have to do, and that takes up my time. Um, so I do enjoy so it's like, you know, hanging out with the girls and the guy here and there when they show up, you know. But if it does start to become a burden, then I will rethink it. So far, for the most part, I look forward to it. And even then when I think, oh, so much work setting up and this and that, but I enjoy it so much, so. And if you've been to my other lives, this is a Prisma blend. I'm actually going to try it in this book because it's blended kind of weird. I don't normally use the blenders, but yeah, and that did work okay. I have the pencils right under the air conditioning tonight. I think they're a little chilly. But yeah, like for writing on this chalkboard thing, I have no choice really but to use a paint pen. The white pen probably wouldn't go over the waxy because that's pretty thick on there. So then I feel like too when you post a picture, like people really aren't gonna say they don't like it. So then when you don't get comments, does that mean that nobody liked it, or you know? And I just have to keep telling myself it's really not about that. So like you said, as long as you're enjoying the coloring and enjoying what you're doing, then do it. Where is my yellow ochre? Ooh, you went to a concert. I was supposed to go to a concert too this year. It was the week I fell. I was like, well, I guess I wasn't supposed to go. I think it was the concert was 2 weeks after I fell. Yeah, and I probably would have been able to go in a wheelchair, but Mike did not buy a handicap ticket because he wasn't aware at the time. And when he called back and tried to see if he could change it, there were no handicap tickets available. So, and it was a bummer because it was Heart and it was their last performance here. I don't know if they'll perform in other cities, but it was their last time in Detroit. And it was a small venue, and but like I said, obviously wasn't supposed to go. So yellow ochre, I'm gonna go into the sepia for this one, I think. Check to your left under your book, Amy. I don't know, for some reason my eraser always goes under my flap. And I don't know why. Your flap, you know, the other side of the book. Or like if I have a page up here, pencils will roll under there. Oh my god, I look all over for them. It's like, ugh. I'm checking for frame right now. Sorry, I know I'm out of frame. I'm pushing up. Going in with the sepia to do the low lights. Probably finish up this, and then we'll call it a night. Anybody have any questions or anything before we go for the week? Any requests for posts or videos or shorts? Anything you want to see? Next Teresa Goodrich book you want to work out of? I gotta figure out how to do polls. I don't understand that my channel says you don't get notifications. Amy, you get notifications from my channel, don't you? And did you find your eraser? Yes, every 2 minutes, always. And if you're in your bed, they're probably everywhere, under the blankets. So that was sepia. I'm gonna red this up a little bit. So burnt sienna. Gonna go medium pressure with the burnt sienna. A little bit heavier than the yellow ochre base. And Linda B, I've been trying to catch you because, boy, if you're watching the playback, I'm gonna get you. I am so addicted to that stupid show, Animal Kingdom, and that is even my style of show, really. It's a little bit risque for me, but I just kind of fast forward through this stuff, so. But boy, oh boy, I am binging. I'm already on season 3. Amy, I just went out of the lines. Can I borrow your eraser? Did you find it? Oh, I don't think we'll get there before. How long are you going to be gone? Amy, how about we do this? You grab one, and that'll be the book we work out of next. And I don't know if you have Country Kitchen. I was thinking Afternoon Tea again or Country Kitchen is what I was thinking. Because a lot of people also bought Afternoon Tea. So Afternoon Tea, Country Kitchen, or what other one did they buy? I wish Callie was still here. I would ask her what other one she has, because I know she don't have them all. Small Town Charm. So yeah, you pick the book this time. Amy, I don't think you've picked a Teresa Goodrich for us. You watched Animal Kingdom? You don't get notifications either, Amy? Huh. That is so weird. I don't understand that, guys. And that makes me kind of angry. So I have to look up, like, why some people are told they're not able, or my channel does not allow. Why are people told my channel doesn't allow notifications? But they're saying, Jessica, and I don't know if that was you. I think that was you that said that it won't even, like, it says my channel doesn't give notifications or whatever. Wasn't that you who said that? Which I definitely don't have it set. And I watch on my tablet, and that's how I know when you guys can see it, because it pops up. I get the notification that I'm live, so yeah, I'll ask some other YouTubers about that too, but like I said, I don't think it's anything I have set. I'm trying to get this wheel a little bit lighter so you can actually see it's a wheel. I'm going to go in with yellow, brighten it up some, using the yellow ochre on the wagon part. And then I'll use a bright yellow. Grab that canary yellow. Mine says it's disabled. Yeah, I really don't understand that. This action is turned off for content for kids, is what it says. Ooh. Are you over 18 on your profile? Or are you on a kitty safe channel? I guess maybe if you have like kid mode on yours, because yeah, I do put this is not made for children on my content. Because I don't want it popping up, you know, for kids coloring. I do swear every once in a while, and plus it's adult coloring. It's not really made for children. So, yeah, but they might not put not made for kids, which I do put not made for kids. So if you have uh, children blockers on, that's why. That would be why. Because, yeah, before I post a video or whatever, YouTube asks me, is this made for kids? And I always say no. So. I am going to put a little bit of the yellow ochre in here. Okay. Yeah, I think that would be why. Plus, if you mark your channel made for kids, it blocks comments. Yeah, I just put not made for kids, so. Because like I said, I don't want it going up for suggested videos for kids. So. Gotta use the blender again. Colorless blender. Seemed to work pretty good. That paper's not really taking any more color. Yeah, Amy can never comment on my shorts, which we can't figure out. She could comment on my videos, but it won't let her comment on my shorts ever. And it makes me wonder if other people can, because I don't normally get too many comments on my shorts. So. Oh. Yep. I bet you that's what it is. Because people who are monetized, like they can't have them up for kids if they happen to cuss or this, that, or whatever. They get red flagged or pinged or what have you. So these lights, I've talked about this for a while. I'm going to do probably one of these real quick. Now, I mix metallic colors sometimes to create metal, and I have Crayola metallic copper. This is a Faber-Castell metallic. They do not have colors on them, but this is like what I would call a silver. And then this is the Faber-Castell. I think this is a copper. Copper, bronze, silver. And I'm going to grab a gold too. Which one is this? A Crayola. So, and I kind of, see, I don't think this is going to show up on camera. That's why I wasn't going to do it on camera. But the light coating of silver for the base of this. And then I kind of bring in No particular order. Do a little gold. These ones probably, this is the copper. Just to kind of give a mixed, you know, like not so much silver, not so much gold. I'll come back in with more silver for this one because of the wall color there. I'll darken it up with this other bronze or copper, whatever it may be. And then usually a little bit of white to blend. And then you get, it's pretty shiny and you get a little bit of different colors. And like I said, yeah, you really can't see that effect on the camera at all. A little, can't see the copper. None of those colors are showing up on camera. None of them in the bricks. The bricks are 3 different colors. They look the same color. I hate that. I don't know if I need better lighting or if it just doesn't show up for other people either. So, okay. So Amy's going to pick her next book. And when we get the book, then we'll pick a picture. I'd say we may finish this next Friday, huh? Probably. The water's my biggest concern. Doing it on camera. So I'm just going to finish up these lights. I'm cheating using metallic pencils though. You can also add black, or if you use the blender pencil, like I said, again, it's probably not going to show up on the camera. It will turn it black so you can get a low light without adding a darker color. And I just, like I said, I go back and forth and I blend the 4 different colors, sometimes just 3. But it really does make it shiny when you use the metallic pencils and blend them, and then you don't get a solid color. You know, it's kind of like a, it looks like weathered metal. Exactly what you said. I like that word, metal. And I've been doing this, I really like doing this for like watering cans and stuff like that. It makes them look old and, you know, rustic. And I think it's a good effect. I've enjoyed it. Kind of call it my little secret. Which I was debating about whether doing it online or not, but my secret. And unfortunately, you can't really see how cool it looks. I don't know. Maybe you have better lighting on your devices than I do. Can see it better. Like I said, none of those colors are showing up. That is very disappointing. I hope they show up in the picture. Well, hi, Kim. Good morning. Yeah, and I'm constantly like out of frame. Those are the polymetallics. Nope. Kid grade and Crayola. I love Crayola metallics. I think they're fantastic. And I also absolutely love these Faber-Castell metallics. It just says FSC Eco ECO metallic. And yeah, it's a nice range. There's purples and blues. And the Crayola one too. And the greens. Which they're not really too metallic-y when you use them, but so yeah. And you know, Prismacolor's gold and silver is really nice too. I really like this metallic blue from the Crayola. That's really pretty. And Crayola is weird because they have silver, they have gold, and they have metallic silver and metallic gold. And so I don't really know what the difference is. I think the shittiest metallic pencils is Polychromos. These are the Polychromos metallics. They're super hard and really light. You see that at all? And there's no shine to it because it's just so hard. And I don't know, maybe you have to layer that too, but yeah. They give what is that, copper or bronze? Copper, gold, and silver. I have to try those. I don't really use those because I like the Crayola and the Faber-Castell. So, okay. Well, Kim, I'm glad you stopped in to say hi. Give me a thumbs up while you're here, hey? It's okay. I did talk about the doctor and covering the MS stuff. I don't know if you're a replay person, if you're going to watch the replay, but yeah, they are going to take precautions. Give me IV steroids, you know, to counter a possible flare and have their neurologist on call and blah, 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 blah. So I think I upset some people tonight talking about my health, but oh well. Sorry. Oh no. Yes, good thing. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. We got a lot done. Look at that, 2 hours tonight. So, I think my biggest mistake, Kim, and see if you were here, you would have told me not to do this. What was I thinking? Orange flowers next to a red tablecloth. You would have said, no. Good night, kitty. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And Kim, don't apologize. It's okay. We were teasing you. Don't be sorry. Stop it. You're welcome, Amy. Good night. Amy, send me Kelly's picture, and I got a question for you, too, so don't go to bed right away. I'll text you in about 5 minutes. I think I cut my arm on something. Going numb everywhere. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. And remember, 11 p.m. on Fridays, Eastern Time from now on. You are very welcome, Chrissy. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the like. Thank you, everybody, for the likes. Everybody that's been here through the chat. Anyone watching who hasn't chatted. Any new subscribers, new watchers. Appreciate you all. And don't worry about it, Kim. Absolutely no problem. Good night, everyone. Bye, and thank you.